Denis Klero. What was your work before you actually started taking pictures? Why did you pick up the camera?
Before I start a photographer, I was a web designer. Me and my friend start to create a website in a Siberian city when we was students. So I was like web designer, he was a programmer, he tried to find clients, and sometimes I create some unusual, unregular ideas. So I can't find pictures on the internet to realize my idea and to hide a professional photographer that was too expensive for us, and I tried to do it by myself. My parents gift camera to my birthday, and after that my first shot was a commercial shot. Really
already?
For
nice
for I don't know, for small advertising book or something like that. Jump and go.
Right,
for fitness.
nice one. Nice one. Just throw him into the water and he will do it. When this was? How many years ago?
How many years ago? It was, I think, 2004.
Nice. Nice.
And I was a web designer around 2 or 3 years, and my website was last site when I create.
And how people discovered that you actually, or how did you discover that you moving from web designing and creating pictures just for your particular needs? You already had great ideas, then you started making great pictures. How soon people discovered that they can actually hire you for commercial work, advertisement, things like that? Because at 2007, you already joined Red Bull photography family, which is great. Yeah. Not many people can say that. I picked up camera and 3 years later, hey, here, I'm shooting for Red Bull.
I joined to Red Bull family by my friend. We created a website with him. So he get an offer to work in Red Bull. Yes, so this is
nice
I don't know. So we was a friend. He sometimes invite me for event, small event, of course. And after that, he moved to Moscow. And after that, I moved to Moscow too. So now I'm here.
Now you're here in Prague in Megapixel, which is great. Which is great. You also soon started being ambassador for North Face, and I think it's the way you said. I was shooting lots of friends who were athletes doing extreme sports, so it's just a natural progress to really start it being supported by one of the biggest brands in outdoor clothing.
How can I?
Yeah.
After my big project with Russian-based jumper Valery Rozov on Everest, and my friend from events agency who organize events for Russian Space recommended me to him. So okay, he's a good guy. So
nice one. Your photography is a lot about shaping the light, using flashes, and that's also why you're here, because of our friends at a FOMA company based here in Czech Republic. You're their ambassador too. How do you work with the light? What systems are you using in a way?
Now I'm using DC600. This is the battery flashes because I have now my studio. 99% of my photo shooting is outside, so it's a good system.
So you're using basically like a battery, some grips and stuff, and just really, because some people are really into natural lighting and lots of natural light. In the other hand, some people are a lot into flash systems, and I think that's your kind of style. Really, shooting this fast-moving action, playing and shaping the light, and just creating amazing compositions for that. So.
Yeah, I'm shooting not only portraits, so
lots of movement,
sometimes
action.
Yes, of course, very high-speed action. So
for that, flashes are really
really good because they have high-speed synchronization. So it's
stop the action.
Yes, absolutely.
Completely.
I waited flashes like this. I think maybe 10 years. I'm surfing in internet to find something like that, but. Few years ago, just flashes like this arrived on the market, so I'm really happy.
In the video which you guys saw before we actually started interviewing Denis here, the project Frozen, which you did, lots of flashes, lots of work, but also lots of post-production work. How a big part you think in today's photography is post-production? And I think it's really important to say that because today's movement is really into the post-production and lots of graphical work too.
Actually, Frozen is not too much post-production because maybe
I saw the set.
It's a minimum. For example, I changed the background because I didn't find a big background, black background for the shoot. Remove the cable. If you remember,
I remember.
Biker.
Yeah,
remove
the biker hanging from the ceiling. Remove the cable.
And add dust just for atmosphere. So nothing special. The same one was in other pictures.
Now, working with as an ambassador for famous brands, they give you lots of work, but I still suppose you want to have your personal input into your photography. So what inspires you and makes you think as a photographer still, not just being I'm shooting the assignments, but really being creative? What inspires you to?
Actually, my ambassadoring
it's already very inspirational.
Don't combine with my work. So my ambassador don't give the job. Sometimes maybe when invite me to workshops. So it's a small question, but it's a big answer. Everywhere. When you think all the time about photography, about what you do, what you like, what you love, if it's your life, so you can take ideas everywhere, from movie, from advertising on the street. Of course, sometimes if I need to find idea very fast, I take inspiration from special website, Pinterest, Behance, and something like that.
Yeah.
So, and when I see idea customized to my actually I have one picture I can show you. I prepare it.
All right.
Prepare it for my
We will
workshop.
show it in the video.
Yeah, how I customize the idea.
Right. What you started.
Yeah,
and then,
what I see it.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's really good for I can use it.
Yeah.
I can use it.
And you can basically, I think, as every art, great photographs are really starting from this idea, and then they slowly building, and then you just come up with this perfect final image. And so that's what you're talking about. You basically getting all sorts of inputs and just building it to something better, something really final. Basically, your workflow, right? Let's say you're creating some amazing image. People see that image, but that's the only thing they see. They don't see the work behind it.
Yeah.
So many hours of preparation. The other week I had an interview with a photographer. She was saying like, oh, I'm sketching. I'm sketching on the paper. I'm just drawing lines, seeing what could work.
I have a good imagination, so I can sometimes I create the idea, and I see can imagine the result, and this is enough for me. Sometimes I don't need to realize it because I see it already.
Yeah.
I never sketch it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Never.
Sometimes maybe for clients. So I'm all the time I see result.
Basically, what would you highlight? The top career shots you've already created. What was your highlights? Can you tell us a little bit about it? Like the best shots you've ever done. Yeah.
Now? No, I have a lot of.
You have
because
a lot
this
of.
is my children I love. all
All of it.
All of it. Yes.
Like the highlight
I think
projects.
maybe I can find sometimes portrait, sometimes
Oh, you mean like
the report. Because I love this picture from report. These 5 pictures of commercial. So it's different. I can't select one
Yeah,
or
you
two.
cannot.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Maybe 30. 30, 40 maybe.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I look my old pictures and
You
it's
think,
really good.
Yeah.
It's really good, huh?
Yeah.
But already 10 years spent, so it's good.
In the camera systems, we already know you're using foamy flashes. What sort of camera are you using? Is it full frame?
Full frame Sony A mount. The A mount came from Minolta.
So A99 Mark II.
Yeah, 99.
Talking about the cameras is one thing. What about the lenses? Every photographer likes to approach and to somehow, in his style, to use different types of lenses. Some use primes, some use zooms. What is your most preferred one lens?
I have no my favorite lenses. It depends on the task. It depends on the shooting. But in 99% of situation of photo shooting, if shooting is stage, I use zoom lens 24-70. So it's comfortable.
Versatile angles. Yeah, focal length is great.
Focal
you can
lens
go
is,
up tight.
all the time I use small aperture, so I can control background and something. So for stage I use these lenses, but for reports, of course, I use primes lenses with a big aperture because I can blur background. Sometimes I can control background, so it's a good idea to use these lenses.
Yeah, and typical question for just about every photographer. Could you somehow specify your style? What is your style?
Actually, I think I don't have a style because it depends on the kind of shooting. If clients give me a freedom, I try to create something with idea. It don't depend on a visualization, but my style is idea inside the picture, maybe something like that.
Now, today's photographer, right? It's not just photographer. I like to call it creative professional. Some photographers shoot pictures at the same time they shoot video. They need to sell themselves on such a massive, market where everyone is photographer today. And so how do you do that? Is it really hard to keep up? Or, well, tell me a little bit about it. How do you find this world? Tell our viewers a little bit about it. How do you find this world? Is it really high competition there for you? And what makes you this level higher that you're still there?
I think in this world of photography was enough to the first step of my friend. You already know him from Krasnoyarsk. And after that, I think enough to make your job very good with your soul and to give photography on of you the full, and don't think about money, promotion or something. Just
forget about it.
Yeah, and the people will go to you by themselves. So I think like that. But Instagram, Facebook, website is I should to do it. I do it sometimes.
It's there, it's not about it.
Yeah, it's necessary. So, but I don't make something special.
Well, I think that's great, and I think we should end this interview with something. Don't think about promoting. Don't think about money. Just go for it and stand out.
Yes, I think when I have money to buy a piece of bread, I don't. I won't promote myself. When is I don't think so. I want it life. How to say in English? To make like this.
Yeah, smash your head.
Yeah.
Well, Denis, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much to you guys that you watch us. Thank you very much to Fome that they were able to bring you here. And thank you very much for stopping in our Prague social store. Enjoy Czech Republic, enjoy Moravia, and good luck to you, and keep making the best pictures you already do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you.
See you.
Megapixel. Umění fotit.